Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to your Geeks Who Drink Monday night quiz on Twitch. I am your host, Quizmaster Sarah. I only saw one guess in the chat, and you got it right. How did you know? I'm very happy to be with you all here on this Monday. Glad to see all of you have survived 420 and are here to join us with our weekly Twitch quiz. As always, if you need any extra help or instructions, you can use some of those commands there in the Twitch chat, that exclamation point rules, exclamation point score sheet. The rules will tell you the rules. The score sheet will give you a score sheet if you need to help you keep score of your answers tonight. This is a self-created quiz. I am not here to give you points. I'm just here to read you questions and give you answers. So happy to be here with you all. I will go over the rules really briefly and how all of this works before we get started. As always, we have your standard 7 rounds of questions for you all. The usual 16-point rounds. Most of the rounds are worth 8 points, but 3 of them are worth 16 points. That is your usual round 2, round 6, and round 7 worth 16 points. I'm telling you that because you have the Joker function that's going to give you the ability to double your score on one round only. Like I tell my regulars, once you pop it, you can't unpop it. That's right. It's like a zit or bubble wrap. Once you pop it, you can't unpop it. So make sure you use that Joker wisely. You're going to want to use it on a 16-point round if you want more points. Even a perfect score on an 8-point round is not as much as you usually get on a 16-point round. So use it wisely. But you all will be responsible for keeping score for your own answers. Again, you can use that score sheet in the chat if you want some help with that. I'm looking forward to seeing what your scores are at the end of quiz if you feel like sharing. We do have just 2 rules here at the Geeks Who Drink Twitch quiz. Rule number 1 is no cheating. I realize you're all connected to the internet to play along with my quiz tonight, but I'm not here to test your Googling skills, your Shazamming skills, or heaven forbid, your AI prompting skills. That's not what this is. That's not what this is for. This is to test your random trivia knowledge. The only thing you are winning here is bragging rights, and they don't mean nothing if you had to cheat to get there. So just don't do it. Rule number 2 is no shouting out the answers, which I can't hear you. Hopefully, you can only hear any people who are in the same room or house or on some other platform with you, as well as me. But don't put any answers in the chat. We will shame you. The chat will shame you. The automated chat will shame you, as well as all the people there. So don't put those answers in the chat. That is the online equivalent of shouting out the answers. Hello, hello to everyone there in the chat. All right. I believe that's all of the important stuff. 16-point rounds, Joker, couple of rules. So let's get over to your round number 1. That is going to be, of course, an 8-point round. And it is called tonight. Well, let me get over to my screen. There we go. Round number 1 tonight is called Free to Roam. Free to Roam. This round number 1. Happy 2,777th birthday to the city of Rome. Here, I'll move my face so you can see the rest of those instructions. To celebrate the very large birthday of Rome, we're giving you the letters in the word Rome for each of your answers. You just have to figure out the other letters and then provide your complete answer. So this will look a little bit like Wheel of Fortune or are we still calling it Hangman, that game? Anyway, we're giving you the ROME that appears in each of your answers in this round, and you are providing the correct answer to each question given those letters. Here we go with your question number 1. Question number 1. For less than 300 euros, Italian Amazon will sell you what Google-centric laptop that was first introduced in 2011. We've given you, again, the letters you can see in the word Rome that fall into your answer. Just fill in those other blanks and give me the full answer for your question number 1. Once again, for less than 300 euros, Italian Amazon will sell you what Google-centric laptop that was first introduced in 2011. I'm going to go see if my background music works, and I'll be back with your question number 2. All right, I'm going to assume you all can hear the background noise because no one is saying how deathly quiet it is. So points for me. And yes, R.I.P. the Pope. Pretty sure we wrote this round before he passed away, but R.I.P. Pope Francis. Moving on to your question number 2. Question 2. Cam, Phil, and Gloria connive their way into an Italian vacation in The Alliance, a season 8 episode of what sitcom? Again, this is your question number 2. Cam, Phil, and Gloria connive their way into an Italian vacation in The Alliance, a season 8 episode of what sitcom? All right, moving on to question number 3. Here is your question 3. A few years back, Italian carmaker Ferrari admitted to allowing dealers to reset the what on some of their used cars. Again, this is question number 3. A few years back, Italian carmaker Ferrari admitted to allowing dealers to reset the what on some of their used cars. All right, I've turned up the volume of my background music. Hopefully you can hear it better now. It's time to move on to your question number 4. And I can't believe we've made it all the way to question 4 without something Italian I have to pronounce incorrectly. But question number 4 is going to have one of those things. So you know the game. If I say it incorrectly, please drink whatever beverage you have at your hand. Here's your question number 4. Rome's subway stop, Stazione di Piazza Euclida, is named for the Greek dude who's known as the father of what high school math subject? I'm going to do that once more with feeling. Again, this is question number 4. Rome's subway stop, Stazione di Piazza Euclida, is named for the Greek dude who's known as the father of what high school math subject? Yes, I hope you all enjoy my DRM-free music playlist. We are halfway through this round where we've provided you all of the letters found in the word Rome that also appear in your answer. You're filling out the other letter blanks to give us your answer for each question. Here's question number 5. Promising to give you £1 fruits for $4.50, the website Tomato Fest offers bags of Italian what seeds? Again, this is question number 5. Promising to give you £1 fruits for $4.50, the website Tomato Fest offers bags of Italian what seeds? All right, moving on to question number 6. Here is your question 6. Becoming a symbol of the Jewish diaspora, the city's first century Arch of Titus depicts Romans carrying off a looted what? Again, this is your question number 6. Becoming a symbol of the Jewish diaspora, the city's first century Arch of Titus depicts Romans carrying off a looted what? Moving on to your question number 7. Here is your question 7. The backbone of Earl Grey tea. What citrus fruit is named for an Italian town about a 6-hour drive north of Rome? Again, this is question number 7. The backbone of Earl Grey tea. What citrus fruit is named for an Italian town about a 6-hour drive north of Rome? All right, moving on now to your last question of this round. Before we move on to your bonus question, I did also throw question number 2 there in the chat again. I saw someone requesting it, so you're welcome. Here's your last question of the round, question number 8. Roman Coin is an original song from a name I'm definitely going to say incorrectly, David Duchovny, the musician who's probably a bit more famous for playing what X-Files character? Look, they didn't hire me for my pronunciation skills. Once again, question number 8. Roman Coin is an original song by David Duchovny, the musician who's probably a bit more famous for playing what X-Files character? All right, y'all, we're moving on to your bonus question after this. Yes, thank you for those of you giving me pronunciation guides in the chat. I have one of those. It doesn't help. Anyway, it's time for us to move on to your bonus question for round number 1. Your bonus is going to work exactly like all of your questions in this round. We're going to be providing you with the letters from the word Rome that appear in your answer. You're going to fill in the blank, and then you'll have your bonus answer, but this time you're going to want to put it in the chat with an exclamation point in front of it. That's right. Put your bonus questions in the chat and you'll be entered in to our bonus giveaway. If you get chosen at random for this bonus, you'll get a $5 shop credit for our Geeks Shopatorium. We have 5 total bonus prizes to give away throughout the evening, and one of the 5 of you will win the grand prize at the end of the night, a $40 shop credit for our Shopatorium. So I'm going to get the giveaway going. You'll have about till halfway through your answers to give me your bonus guess for this bonus question. Let me read you your question for your round number 1. Round number 1 bonus. Ancient Romans loved to make statues of one Odyssey guy who probably lived his whole life prior to the founding of Rome. Again, this is your bonus question for round number 1. Ancient Romans loved to make statues of one Odyssey guy who probably lived his whole life prior to the founding of Rome. All right. Round number one answers. Here we go. Question number one. The Italian Amazon will sell you the Google centric laptop for less than €300. What a deal. That is, of course, the Chromebook. Chromebook for question number one. Question number two. Cam, Phil, and Gloria connive their way into an Italian vacation. That's a season 8 episode of Modern Family. Modern Family for question two. Question number three. The Italian carmaker Ferrari admitted to allowing dealers to reset the odometer on some of their used cars. Odometer for question three. Question number four. That subway stop, which clearly has the word Euclid in it, the name Euclid rather, I wanted to know what Euclid is known as the father of. That would be geometry. Geometry for question four. Moving on to question number five. Promising you £1 fruits from those seeds, the seeds that you can get from Tomato Fest. I don't know if it's .com, it's a website. Anyway, they are heirloom. That is a specific type of seeds, heirloom tomato seeds. Question number six. The symbol of the Jewish diaspora, the art of Titus, depicts Romans carrying a looted menorah. Menorah for question number six. Question number seven. Oh, yes, it's tea, Earl Grey, hot. That is right. We are talking there about Earl Grey tea, which has the bergamot citrus fruit in it. Bergamot is what we're looking for question number seven. All right. Roman Coin is an original song by that guy who's more famous for playing Fox Mulder on The X-Files. That's right. It was Mulder from The X-Files for your question number eight. Ooh. My screen is going crazy. Not the screen you can see, hopefully just the screen I can see. Anyway, let me give you your answer to the bonus question. Ancient Romans loved to make statues of that Odyssey guy. That was, of course, Homer. Homer for your bonus question. Now we're going to move along to another 8-point round. Round number three, worth 8 points on your round number three. Check it out. Oh, checking in on some of a perfect 8 points on your music round. Good job. Good job. All right, your round number three, 8-point round, is called My Way or the Steinway. This is a multiple choice round on pianos. Pianos for round number three. Here we go with question number one. Which actor learned to play piano for La La Land? Was that Emma Stone or Ryan Gosling? Again, question number one for your round three. Which actor learned to play piano for La La Land? Was it Emma Stone or Ryan Gosling?
Did be by the sea, AWOL for a day. Did be by the sea, watch the world go by. Come on, drop in, drop out. You're an A about. Did be by the sea.
Moving on to your question number three here, or sorry, question two. I'm getting ahead of myself because it's round three, but it's question two. Here's your question number two. According to the Mythbusters, yes or no, if you drop a normal-sized grand piano on the roof of a house, will it crash all the way through said roof? Again, this is question number two. Your answer is just yes or no. According to the Mythbusters, if you drop a normal-sized grand piano on the roof of a house, will it crash all the way through said roof? This sounds like a cartoon myth busting. I like it. Yes or no? Now it's time for question three of your round three. Here's question number three. What animated film featured this ivory tickling kitty? Is it the Aristocats or Oliver and Company? Again, for question number three, which animated film featured this ivory tickling kitty? Is it the Aristocats or Oliver and Company? I'm sad that the GIF pauses when I'm not on the PowerPoint. Anyway, moving on to your question number 4. Here's your question 4. In the Peanuts comics, the piano playing Schroeder is obsessed with which composer? Is it Beethoven or Mozart? Again, this is question number 4. In the Peanuts comics, the piano playing Schroeder is obsessed with which composer? Is it Beethoven or Mozart?
Going nowhere at your own pace. Take me by the sea. Come on, drop in, drop out. You're an about. Watching the world go by.
All right, folks, you're halfway through this 50-50 round number 3, all about pianos. Here's your question 5. What word comes after Maple Leaf, Wall Street, and Silver Swan in the names of famous Scott Joplin pieces? Is it boogie or rag? Again, this is question number 5. What word comes after Maple Leaf, Wall Street, and Silver Swan in the names of famous Scott Joplin pieces? Is it boogie or rag? All right, moving on to question number 6. Here's your question 6. Who named his 6th album Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player? Is it Elton John or John Legend? Again, this is question number 6. Who named his 6th album Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player? Was it Elton John or John Legend? We've made it to one of my favorite songs on this playlist. All right, moving on to question number 7. Question 7. Machines totally displace human workers in Player Piano, the 1952 debut novel by what writer? Is it Ray Bradbury or Kurt Vonnegut? Again, this is your question 7. Machines totally displace human workers in Player Piano, the 1952 debut novel by what writer? Is it Ray Bradbury or Kurt Vonnegut? All right, question number 8, your last question of this round before that bonus question. Here's your question 8. A possessed Toni Collette saws at her own neck with a piano wire in a freaky scene from what 2018 film? Was it Hereditary or The Nun? Again, this is question number 8. A possessed Toni Collette saws at her own neck with piano wire in a freaky scene from what 2018 film? Is it Hereditary or The Nun? Bonus question is coming up next. All right, y'all. And it is time for that bonus question for your round number 3. She might bite. In promo performances, Olivia Rodrigo often plays a stripped down piano only version of what blood sucking number 1 hit? Again, this is your bonus question for round number 3. She Might Bite. In promo performances, Olivia Rodrigo often plays a stripped down piano only version of what blood sucking number 1 hit? Round 3 answers. First off, question number 1, the actor from La La Land that learned the piano, that was Ryan Gosling. He's the one who played the piano in that movie. Ryan Gosling for question 1. Question number 2, according to the Mythbusters, if you drop a normal-sized grand piano on the roof of a house, I do not know if they dropped it from a height, from a helicopter. I don't have any of that information. All I know is the answer here is no. It will not crash through the roof. No. For question 2. Moving on to question number 3. That cute little kitty tickling the ivory of that piano is from Oliver and Company. It is Oliver featured in that GIF. Moving on to question number 4. The composer that Schroeder is obsessed with from the Peanuts comic is, of course, Beethoven. Beethoven for question 4. Question number 5. The word that comes after each of those 2 words to be a famous Scott Joplin piece is rag. Maple Leaf Rag, Wall Street Rag, and Silver Swan Rag for question 5. Question number 6. I liked reading your options here. Elton John Legend. Elton John Legend of Bagger Vans, I saw in the chat. I like that. I like that. Anyway, the one who named his 6th album, Don't Ship Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, that was Elton John. Elton John for question 6. Question number 7. The machines that displaced human workers in the debut novel in 1952, that was the debut novel by Vonnegut. Vonnegut was your correct answer for question number 7. Moving on to your last question of the round before we go over that bonus. Your question number 8. A possessed Toni Collette. I mean, she's usually possessed in films, but anyway, this particular film was Hereditary. Hereditary. The most recent Toni Collette performance I saw was Mickey 17, and I liked it. If you liked it, feel free to let me know in the chat. As we move on to your bonus answer for your round number 3. Here is first your question once again. That Olivia Rodrigo number 1 hit, bloodsucking, of course, is Vampire. Round number 4. This round is going to be another 8-point round. 8 points on the line for this round number 4. And it's going to be another round where I have to pronounce a lot of things. So please bear with me, and I apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. Your round number 4 tonight is called Salam Alaikum. This is Happy Arab American Heritage Month. Ooh, it's exciting. I didn't know that was this month. Happy Arab American Heritage Month. Here's, you guessed it, a round on noteworthy Arab Americans. Noteworthy Arab Americans is your theme for your round number 4. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Question number 1 for your round number 4. Here's your question 1. Rashida Tlaib is the first Palestinian American woman elected to Congress, repping what Great Lakes state that has the highest percentage of Arab Americans? Again, this is question number 1 for your round 4. Rashida Tlaib is the first Palestinian American woman elected to Congress, repping what Great Lakes state that has the highest percentage of Arab Americans?
Memories are old, but I have left. I'll never get to see your smile again.
Thanks to everyone for helping out Callie Bear figure out how to send us a DM. I didn't know how to do it because I haven't had to send a whisper either. But hopefully you figured it out. But feel free to let us know in the chat if you're still having trouble. As I move on to your question number 2, here's your question 2. NASA geologist Farouk Elbaz came up with the idea of touchable moon rocks at museums, inspired by the time he touched the black stone on a pilgrimage to what city? Again, this is your question number 2. NASA geologist Farouk Elbaz came up with the idea of touchable moon rocks at museums, inspired by the time he touched the black stone on a pilgrimage to what city?
Wish that I had been a better son. Wish that I had been a better brother. Goddamn, I miss you so since you've been gone. Some things I used to dread, I'm missing now. Hold on.
Moving on to your question number 3. Here is your question 3. Straight up, now tell me, what former head choreographer for the Laker Girls was an original judge on American Idol and Live to Dance? Again, this is question number 3. Straight up, now tell me, what former head choreographer for the Laker Girls was an original judge on American Idol and Live to Dance?
Stay strong. Keep going. Keep going. Hold on. Stay strong. Keep going. Keep going.
All right, time for question number 4 for your round 4. Here's your question number 4. Blizzard Entertainment co-founder Alam Adam spearheaded the development of what online game that added a Mila Kunis NPC in Warlords of Draenor? Again, this is question number 4. Blizzard Entertainment co-founder Alam Adam spearheaded the development of what online game that added a Mila Kunis NPC in Warlords of Draenor?
And so we go round again, and round and round, and round again. And so we go round again, and round and round, and round and round, and round again, and round again.
All right, y'all, you're halfway through this round all about noteworthy Arab Americans. Here's your question number 5. After 17 years of service, journalist Hoda Khatib just retired from what longest running morning show in the U.S.? Again, this is question number 5. After 17 years of service, journalist Hoda Khatib just retired from what longest running morning show in the U.S.?
Goddamn, I miss you so. You're in my heart. So tell the one you love they're in your heart. Hold on. Stay strong. Keep going. Keep going.
All right, question number 6. Here is your question 6. Activist Linda Sarsour was dubbed the face of the resistance by Politico after co-chairing a 500,000 strong women's march on Washington. In what year? Again, this is your question number 6. Activist Linda Sarsour was dubbed the face of the resistance by Politico after co-chairing a 500,000 strong women's march on Washington. In what year?
Hold on. Stay strong. Keep going. Keep going.
All right, question number 7 coming at you. Here's question 7. Before he won Emmys for Monk and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Tony Shalhoub got his big break on what Cheers sister show set at a Nantucket airfield? Again, this is question number 7. Before he won Emmys for Monk and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Tony Shalhoub got his big break on what Cheers sister show sat at a Nantucket airfield? All right, time for your question number 8. Last question of the round. Before that bonus, here's your question 8. The majority shareholder of Pixar at the time, what bygone tech CEO got an executive producer credit on Toy Story? Again, this is question number 8. The majority shareholder of Pixar at the time, what bygone tech CEO got an executive producer credit on Toy Story? Bonus coming up next.
No, I just don't have the time. Say that some things gotta change. As long as it's not me. Hey, come back. Come back.
All right, y'all, it's time for your bonus question for your round number 4, all about noteworthy Arab Americans. For your round 4 bonus, we not the best. DJ Khaled infamously tapped out after just 3 questions and 3 wings on what talk show hosted by Sean Evans? I'm distracted because he did so badly. Again, this is your bonus question for round number 4. We not the best. DJ Khaled infamously tapped out after just 3 questions and 3 wings on what talk show hosted by Sean Evans?
Many other animals come and see us at the zoo. Many other animals, they don't find me in you. Hey, come back. What paradise feels like this?
First off, question number 1. Rashida Tlaib is the first Palestinian American woman elected to Congress. She represents the great state of Michigan. Michigan for question number 1. Moving on to question number 2. I love that a NASA geologist came up with this. I haven't come across one in a museum. I need to. I want to touch one. Anyway, those moon rocks were inspired by the gentleman's pilgrimage to Mecca. Mecca for question number 2. Moving on to question number 3. I was looking for the name of that former head choreographer of the Laker girls, also a judge at American Idol and Live to Dance, is, of course, Paula Abdul, the great Paula Abdul, for question number 3. Moving on to your question number 4. Question 4. That Blizzard Entertainment co-founder spearheaded the adding of Mila Kunis's NPC. The online game is World of Warcraft. That's right. Wow. Wow was your answer for your question number 4. Moving on to your question number 5. Question 5. After 17 years of service, Hoda just retired from the Today Show. That is the Today Show she retired from. I found out at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's when I heard. Moving on to question number 6. That Women's March on Washington with 500,000 strong was in 2017. 2017 was your correct answer there for your question number 6. Moving on to your question number 7. Tony Shalhoub got his big break on the Cheers sister show. That was Wings. Wings for question number 7. Moving on to your question number 8, that last question before your bonus prize. The majority shareholder of Pixar at the time, that tech CEO who got executive producer credit on Toy Story, is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs for question number 8. All right, it's time to move on to your bonus question. Man, 3 wings? That's a weak performance, DJ Khaled. I expected, well, no, that's not true. I did not expect any better. Anyway, that was his performance on the show. Hot Ones with Sean Evans. Hot Ones was your correct answer there. Let me tell you about your round 5 before we move into all of that. Round 5 will, of course, be your visual round. It will be your visual round. And for those of you who do not watch the TVs, good news. This is a movie round. This is going to be a movie round number 5. For your round number 5, I'm going to be showing you 8 clips, 8 movie clips. You're going to name the movies or the film franchises that tried to make it very dramatic to watch a computer progress bar. I hope you all enjoy these scenes featuring computer progress bars. As always, you'll see all the clips through once, and then you will see them again. After repeats is when we're going to move into our break time. But I'm going to stop talking right now and get you over to your round number 5. Name these movies or film franchises. Good luck, y'all.
Do it.
Sir, he's uploading the virus.
Eagle 1, the package is being delivered. The virus is in.
That kid dead yet?
Not yet, but he will be soon.
Good.
All personnel to the bunker.
We survived that blast. Somewhat. And Dr. Mindbender and I escaped with his research, which I perfected, and which you...
Я не могу вас найти.
Проверь еще раз, рядовой.
Егоров.
He made it! Can't believe we pulled that off.
Wait. We're still being hacked.
What?
God's Eye's still tracking Ramsey.
Keep the drone in pursuit of her. The signal has to be coming from somewhere.
You're going to jail, pal.
What is...
Come on. Oh, for crap.
Do it.
Sir, he's uploading the virus.
Eagle 1, the package is being delivered.
That kid dead yet?
Not yet, but he will be soon.
Good.
We survived that blast. Somewhat. And Dr. Mindbender and I escaped with his research.
Я не могу вас найти.
Проверь еще раз, рядовой.
He made it. Can't believe we pulled that off.
You're going to jail, pal.
Come on. Oh, for crying.
All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that break time. It's time for me to give you your round number 5 answers, and then we'll keep things moving right along with the rest of your quiz. Let's see how y'all did on this movie round. With these uploading progress bars, first off, question number 1, that was, of course, one of my favorites, Independence Day. Question number 2 coming up next. That was Black Widow. Black Widow for question 2. Question number 3. Oh, another very good movie. That is the Kingsman Secret Service. Kingsman's Secret Service for question number 3. Moving on to question number 4. That was G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. G.I. Joe for question number 4. Question number 5. With some other Mission Impossible. It was specifically Ghost Protocol, but it looks like we would have given you credit just for Mission Impossible. You're welcome. Question at number 6 is Fast and Furious. That's the franchise Furious 7, specifically if you want to be extra hard on yourself. Question number 7, that was Clear and Present Danger. Clear and Present Danger for question 7. And moving on to your last question of that round, question at number 8. That was, of course, Office Space for question 8. All right, so feel free to share in that chat how you did on that round number 5. While we move on to your round number 6. Now, this is my time to remind you that round number 6 is a 16-point round, and so is your final round, round number 7. So if you did not joker that round number 2, hopefully you saved it till now. You can either use it on your round 6 if you're feeling confident, or save it for your last and final round. Up to you. Round number 6, your 16-point round, is called Take 2. Take 2. Each question in this round is a list of 4 things in a specified group, but only 2 of those things fit that group. You name both items that fit the list for 1 point each. So again, I'm going to give you a list of 4 things in a specified category or group, but only 2 of the things I mentioned will correctly fit the group. You'll get 1 point each for naming the 2 things that fit. So 2 answers for each question, 1 point for each correct answer, 16 points on the line. Here we go. Question number 1 for your round number 6. Question number 1, category is Sydney Sweeney shows. Your options are Bridgerton, Euphoria, Wednesday, and The White Lotus. Again, for question number 1, your category is Sydney Sweeney shows. Bridgerton, Euphoria, Wednesday, and The White Lotus are your options. Name the 2 that fit the category. The only 2 that fit that category for question number 1. right, seeing lots of 7 out of 8s for that round number 5. And thank you to the person who said I would make a great Black Widow ninja. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Moving on to your question number 2. Question number 2 category is made from grapes. Your options are cognac, falernum, grappa, and soju. Which two are made of grapes? Again, for question number 2, the category is made from grapes. Only 2 fit that category. Your options are cognac, falernum, grappa, and soju. All right, moving on to question number 3. Question number 3 category is debuted in the 2010s. Your options are Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and YouTube. This question feels designed to make all of us old. Again, feel old. Question number 3, your category again is debuted in the 2010s. Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, or YouTube. Which of those two fit the category? Moving on to your question number 4. Here's your question 4. Teams of the Canadian Football League is your category. Beavers, Elks, Golden Griffins. I feel like that's only 3 options, but perhaps that is on purpose. Once again, for your question number 4. Oh, there is one missing from here. That's fun. Let me go see if I can make that correction really fast because you do need that there. So excuse me while I go fix that really fast. Please enjoy, I guess, my face and some background music while I go fix that real fast for y'all. All right, I fixed it. Let's try that again. But first I gotta get into my PowerPoint show correctly. Let me try that again. All right. Once again, for question number 4, your category is teams of the Canadian Football League. Your options are Beavers, Elks, Golden Griffins, and Tiger Cats. There we go. Now we have 4 options. Again, for question number 4, name the 2 that correctly fit the category. The category is teams of the Canadian Football League. Your options are Beavers, Elks, Golden Griffins, and Tiger Cats. All right, well, very exciting, but we have made it to your halfway point in your round number 6. Remember, I am giving you a category and 4 choices. You're naming the 2 that correctly fit the category. Here's your question number 5. Category is ballet moves. Your options are arabesque, bon mot, bournoise, and jeté. I'm sure I said at least one, if not all of those wrong, so feel free to drink on my behalf. Once again, for question number 5, this is ballet moves. Your options are arabesque, brunoise, let's see if I can say the second one, brunoise, and jeté. There we go. Hopefully it was better the second time. All right, moving on to question number 6. For your round 6, here's question 6. Your category is instruments with strings. Your options are a celeste, a mellotron, a shamisen, and a zither. Again, for question number 6, category is instruments with strings. Your options are a celeste, a mellotron, shamisen, and zither. All right, moving on to question number 7. Here's your question 7. Category is one-word U.S. state mottos. Your options are friendship, hope, love, and peace. Which of those are one-word U.S. state mottos? Again, for question number 7, name the 2 that fit the category. For your one-word U.S. state mottos, your options are friendship, hope, love, and peace. All right, time for that last question of the round before your bonus. Here's question number 8. Category is movies where someone destroys a giant spider. Your options are Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Flash, Labyrinth, and Wild Wild West. Again, name the 2 that fit the category. For question number 8, category is movies where someone destroys a giant spider. Your options are Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Flash, Labyrinth, and Wild Wild West. All right, friends, it's time for another bonus question for your round number 6. Just like every other bonus round, as the saying goes, it takes 2 to do heroes, ganchos, salidas, and the other basic steps of what Latin ballroom dance. Again, this is your bonus question for round number 6. As the saying goes, it takes 2 to do heroes, ganchos, salidas, and the other basic steps of what Latin ballroom dance. Hopefully, some of you remember to use your jokers if you're feeling confident on this round. Otherwise, you can save it for the final round, which is also worth 16 points. Here is your round 6 answers. First off, question number 1. The Sydney Sweeney shows are Euphoria and The White Lotus. Euphoria and The White Lotus for question 1. Moving on to question number 2. The ones that are made from grapes are Cognac and Grappa for question 2. Hopefully, all of you knew that because you're all geeks who drink. Moving on to question number 3. The ones who debuted in the 2010s were Instagram and Snapchat. Pretty sure LinkedIn and YouTube are older than that. Moving on to question number 4. The teams of the Canadian Football League, there are your correct 4 there, and it was very important you had all 4 because the answers were Elks and Tiger Cats. Tiger Cats and Elks for question number 4. Moving on to question number 5. The ballet moves from those options were the arabesque and the jeté. Moving on to question 6. Instruments with strings, that would be the shamisen and the zither. Both Asian instruments, I believe, those for question 6. Moving on to question number 7. The one-word U.S. state mottos out of those options are friendship and hope. Don't remember what states they are the mottos of, but y'all feel free to let me know if you know there in the chat, and also let me know which states you think love and peace would work for. Maybe the answer is none of them, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. And finally, your question at number 8 answers the movies where someone destroys a giant spider includes The Flash and Wild Wild West. I do remember that scene from Wild Wild West. All right, moving on to question number bonus. It's time for your bonus for that round number 6. All of those things that I said there are steps of a tango. It is a tango, of course.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
That's right. It is time for our last and final round of the quiz. As you saw there on the video, your final round is a random knowledge round. It is also worth 16 points, so if you have not used your joker, feel free to use it on this final round. Actually, you're going to get it automatically in the final round if you haven't used it already. The way this round works is that there are still going to be 8 questions on the line for this round, but it is 16 possible points because some of the questions have multiple parts and will be worth multiple points, so pay close attention. I'm not here grading your answers, but if you were in a live quiz, your order sometimes matters on those multiple part questions. So it doesn't matter here. You're scoring yourselves, so I don't care what you write down in what order. But if you were playing a real quiz, the order would matter. So, pay attention to those multiple part questions. All right, question number 1 for round number 7 is worth 1 point. Just one answer for your question number 1. A title later used by a movie parodying it. What 90s slasher was originally going to be titled Scary Movie? Again, this is question number 1. A title later used by a movie parodying it. What 90s slasher movie was originally going to be titled Scary Movie? All right, moving on to question number 2. Question number 2 is worth 2 points, 2 answers for question number 2. The AV Club and Collider both list what 2004 film as the worst Best Picture winner ever. That's part 1. Part 2, what one-word 1996 Dave Matthews Band album is still their best seller of all time? Again, this is question number 2 for 2 points. Those of you who play all the time know that your answer is probably correct in some way, so maybe that'll be a hint to you if you don't know one of these answers. Once again, for question number 2, part 1, the AV Club and Collider both list what 2004 film as the worst Best Picture winner ever? And part 2, what one-word 1996 Dave Matthews Band album is still their best seller of all time? All right, question number 3 is up next. Question number 3 is worth 1 point. One answer for your question number 3. This is the much less viewed side of what U.S. landmark? Again, for question number 3, this picture here is the much less viewed side of what U.S. landmark? All right, moving on to your question number 4. Question number 4 is worth 3 points. 3 answers for your question number 4. I'm looking for 3 S surname answers here for your 3 points. First, what unit of fame measures how many times someone has appeared in the New York Times crossword puzzle? Second, what 11-day unit of time is named for one of Trump's short-lived communication directors? And third, named for the host of Cosmos, what unit refers to a large quantity of billions and billions? Again, for your question number 4, this is 3 S surname points. First, what unit of fame measures how many times someone has appeared in the New York Times crossword puzzle? Second, what 11-day unit of time is named for one of Trump's short-lived communication directors? And third, named for the host of Cosmos, what unit refers to a large quantity of billions and billions? All right, question number 5 is up next. Here's your question 5 for 1 point. Just one answer for question number 5. Insisting it was a term of endearment, what president liked to refer to chief political advisor Karl Rove as turd blossom? How nice. Again, this is question number 5. Insisting it was a term of endearment, what president liked to refer to chief political advisor Karl Rove as turd blossom? Question number 6 is worth 3 points. 3 answers for question number 6. For this question, what cheesy snack used each slogan? First is the snack that smiles back. Second is want it, need it, something. And third is dangerously cheesy. Again, for question number 6, this is 3 points. Just name the cheesy snack that used each slogan. First is the snack that smiles back. Second is wanted, needed, something. And third is dangerously cheesy. Question number 7 is up next, and it's worth 1 point. Just one answer for your question number 7. UFologist and faith healing advocate Edgar Mitchell made his name in the more legitimate sciences, having been only the 6th person to visit what remote location? Again, this is question number 7. UFologist and faith healing advocate Edgar Mitchell made his name in the more legitimate sciences, having been only the 6th person to visit what remote location? All right, it's time for your last question of the quiz, other than your final bonus. Question number 8 is worth 4 points. I need 4 answers for your question number 8. For this question, David Attenborough turns 99 next month. Did each thing happen before or after he was born? You can just put before or after. First is the extinction of the dodo. Second is the discovery of mountain gorillas. Third is the death of Charles Darwin's pet turtle Harriet. And fourth is the release of the first full-length documentary, Nanook of the North. Again, for question number 8, David Attenborough turns 99 next month. Did each thing in this question happen before or after he was born? Just put before or after for each of these. First is the extinction of the dodo. Second is the discovery of mountain gorillas. Third is the death of Charles Darwin's pet turtle Harriet. And fourth is the release of the first full-length documentary, Nanook of the North.
It's about time, moving along. It's about time for starting again. It's about time for a change. It's about time, the moment is gone. Oh, I
All right, friends, I've got one more bonus. After announcing the Switch 2 would cost $450 and games another $80, what company's recent live stream was flooded with hundreds of comments all saying, drop the price? Again, this is your bonus question for round number 7. After announcing the Switch 2 would cost $450 and games another $80, what company's recent live stream was flooded with hundreds of comments all saying, drop the price?
Are rumors of my death foretold? Oh, I see a gallows you prepared for me. Everything you say to me is pure bullshit. I don't want to listen to another lie. Everything you say to me is pure bullshit.
We've made it to the only song on this entire playlist that's explicit, so that's fun. But anyway, we're going to go do your answers for round number 7. So let's go back and do your answers for this final round. First off, question number 1. Scary Movie was originally going to be the title of the 90s slasher Scream. Scream for question number 1. Moving on to your question number 2. This was 2 points. Part 1 came out in 2004. The worst Best Picture winner, according to those two folks, is Crash. And that one word Dave Matthews Band, that's their bestseller of all time. Hey, that's also Crash. I see what we did there. I see what we did there. Crash was your answer for both part 1 and part 2 of your question number 2. Moving on to your question number 3. This was your picture question, and we gave you the much less viewed side of course, Mount Rushmore. That was indeed Mount Rushmore for question 3. Moving on to your question number 4. This was your 3S surname questions. Hopefully you all got all 3 of these. First, the one that refers to your unit of fame, measuring how many times you've been in the New York Times crossword puzzle. That's your shorts number. Shorts. You get the point if you had the name Shorts. Shorts number is the full answer there. It's part 2, that 11-day unit of time that's named for Trump's short-lived communications director from his first term. That was a mooch, or Scaramucci. Scaramucci is the last name there. And part 3, the host of Cosmos, the Billions and Billions, is a Sagan. A Sagan is billions and billions for question number 4. Moving on to question number 5. The president who referred to his chief political advisor as a turd blossom was, of course, W. That was George W. Bush for question number 5. Moving on to your question number 6. Question number 6 was 3 points on some cheesy snacks. Hopefully you all got all of these. The snack that smiles back, I had to stop myself from saying goldfish as soon as I read it. The snack that smiles back, goldfish. Second, wanted, needed, cheese it was your part 2, and dangerously cheesy is, of course, Cheetos. And that cheetah mascot. Moving on to question number 7, that ufologist and faith healing advocate Edgar Mitchell was only the 6th person to visit the moon. He was part of the 2nd Apollo mission to the moon for question number 7. And last but not least, your question number 8. These were all things, did they happen before or after David Attenborough's birth? He was born about 99 years ago. So for part 1, the extinction of the dodo, that happened before his birth. That happened around 1662. So hella before. It was hella before David Attenborough was born. Part 2 was the discovery of mountain gorillas. That was also before, more recently, but still at the beginning of the 1900s. Third, the death of Charles Darwin's pet turtle Harriet was after. That was 2006. It's a long time that Harriet lived. And finally, the third one, the release of the full-length documentary Nanook of the North was before. It was very close. This one, it was 1922 that one came out. So very close there for your question number 8. All right, moving on to your bonus question. The Switch 2 is coming from, of course, Nintendo. Nintendo was the correct answer there. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing with me tonight. I hope you had a great time with us here on this Monday. Have a great rest of your week. Come back and see us next Monday, same time, same place, same awesome quiz. Have a great rest of your night, y'all. So long.